that was very key, of course, was on self-care. And from self-care, we had to look at it from different angles. I mean, from your physical being, your social being, your financial being, emotional, because I'm sure you've heard this over and over again, but I can attest that it is true. You cannot give from an empty cup. You cannot. If even as the mom in the home, you're not at peace with yourself, that energy that you have, you will still end up transferring it to your kids in as much as you may try to be actively involved. So it was very important for me to go back as Mary without all these other titles, but just Mary, the person, to actually take good care of myself. I joke about this to a couple of my friends. It began with such simple actions. I remember when my coach was having one of the sessions with us, she indicated that she would even take time to just apply coconut oil on her feet and then put on her socks at the end of the day. Believe you me, I started doing that as simple as it was. You know, you might just imagine it's just applying coconut. It has such a huge impact. You've had a busy day at work, then you want to rush home to be this perfect mom. Of course, dinner has to be put on the table. You want to attend to the kids. You want to rush there and start doing everything all over. Please just take it easy. Take a few minutes to yourself. I mean, get home. The kids have survived without you from 8 to 5. If you take an additional 10 minutes for yourself, nothing will happen. So get into your home. If it means to get into your bathroom, light a candle or put some oil essence, have that ambience, take your shower, apply some coconut oil, put on your socks, then now go back and embrace everyone, then do it. It's part of self-care. The other thing, part of self-care, of course, is also even on your intellectual. You have to keep on growing your mind. And what you feed your mind is very important, because this is what will also help even grow in your career. I mean, look at your finances, your spiritual side. Are you in touch with God? Yes? I know there's so much that goes on within our lives, but just start with those simple actions. I remember my coach used to say, and I'll never forget this particular phrase, please schedule your personal admin stuff. You know, there we all schedule that I will take my boy for his swimming class. I will go and pick laundry for Baba Nani. I will go and buy vitungus for this party. Equally, schedule there, indicate I will go and visit my salonist. I will go and do my nails. Schedule it. Anything that you schedule will definitely get done. So make sure you schedule your personal admin stuff. And the other thing that I also got out of coaching that has really changed my life was on the power of your mind. The power of your mind. Of course, what you feed in your mind and what you keep in your mind. She used to refer to it, let go of bile, baggage, beef. Let go. I know as ladies, and of course, I've also been a victim of this so many times. We hold on to things that happened 10 years ago. You're still holding on to it. It's eating you up, but you're still holding on to it. Even from the biblical perspective, you're blocking blessings to come into because you're not opening your hands to receive. You're still holding on what hurt you. So please, please, let it go. Let the bile go, the baggage, the beef, let it go. It happened back then. So what? Let it go. Learn to forgive. You're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving those who may have wronged you. You're just getting to a point where you're like, okay, so fine, things did not work out the way I'd anticipated them to work out. It is okay. There were no losses. There were just lessons learned. And now that you know better, next time you will even perform better. So please, just let it go. Just let it go. I remember there's an exercise that she made me do, which I think also really helped me. When I started doing it, I was thinking, no way, this is so trivial. But it had such a huge impact. So just take a piece of paper and write down maybe some baggage from several years back or even quite recent that is really bogging you down. You know, just write it out, write it out. Okay, this happened, put all your emotions on that paper. Then after that, imagine trash it. Just trash it and say, you know what? Ilifanyika, ni sawa tu, I'm moving on. I have learned, I know better, and I'll do better going forward. Then let it go. It is as simple as that. Those are things that are within our means. We just don't do it. Just try it as an action point from your end. You will be amazed. Another concept that I learned from coaching that also helped me, the phrase is really nice. It's all about having your personal board of directors. You know, even within the companies that we serve, they're the board of directors, and everyone rushes towards that at the end. But from your perspective, do you have your own personal board of directors? I mean, who are your pace setters? Who are those people who are always cheering you on? Who are those people who you feel you are accountable to? Who are they? So as a person, you need to think of that. I personally have very many friends, and I'm glad, thankful to quite a majority that I see who've also joined, who hold me accountable to certain things, from as simple as Mary taking 4 slices of bread. They're like, "Hey, Mary, please slow down on those 4 slices of bread." Yes. To others who would also be like, "We were supposed to have been meeting for our chama to give X amount. You show up or do not show up?" Yes. So who are these people who hold your hand? You really need to do like a social audit as part of maybe an action plan. It is a painful experience, but it is also a very interesting experience, because you take time and actually figure out who are these people who support you, and equally, who are those who really dampen your spirit? Because we must all be very honest with ourselves. Within our own circles, we have those friends that you come and share an idea with, and they're just like, "Ah, pana, it won't happen. Okay, here, wachana tu nayo, it won't happen." So if you have a big audacious goal and you keep on telling it to maybe someone who has a smaller view or a smaller perspective in life, they'll just shut down an otherwise very brilliant idea. So you have to do that social audit, and you do it from time to time. Yes? Because again, it said every level of your life will demand a different kind of you. So previously, maybe you were within a circle of friends that you would sit and actually gossip about who did what with who and why. Yes? But then you move to a different level where now you're able to sit down and look at, okay, so what was our goal? What were our timelines? If it so happens that some of your circle of friends do not buy to the same idea or goals that you have, ladies, it is okay to let them go, because they were in your life for a given season. They blessed you during that season. But if they're not aligning to where you are headed, then it is okay to let them go. Yes? Of course, on the other hand, you also have to be humane and try and hold hands. I am actually very happy that of late, I see so many forums where women are holding each other's hands. And that just blesses my heart, because I'm like, for the longest, we've been told women, we are our worst enemies. That is slowly dying off. Women are helping each other, whether it's from the professional perspective or even from home perspective. Women are now holding each other's hands. So let us journey that, but make sure you do your social audit and have your personal board of directors. Then the other one, of course, is on books. Books, books, books. There is so much power in reading widely. They say sharpen your axe. So read widely. Read widely. I know my coach normally says, I think her she's Zuko at 52 books in a year. Some of us really struggle, really struggle. But you read widely, you sharpen the axe. Your career grows, and you also grow all around. One thing that I learned from coaching that has helped me now read quite a number of books. I can proudly say here that, yes, I am reading books. I do quite a lot of audiobooks. How? Via an app that I learned through coaching that is called Scribd. SCRIBD. Yes, it's an application that you subscribe. In fact, the first month is actually free. Then after that, there's a subscription fee of 8.99 USD, around about 900 bob, yeah? I mean, and this is monthly. Some of us would spend 900 shillings like on a meal in one sitting. True or false, ladies? I'm sure you'll attest it's true. Once you subscribe to Script, you will have access to countless number of books. And you know what? What even makes it juicier for some of us is that there are audiobooks in there as well. So what do? Like in the morning when I'm preparing breakfast, I normally have my audiobook running at the background. While you're in traffic, instead of getting agitated at that matatu guy who is jumping lanes left, right, and center, just have your audiobook. Listen to it as you go to work or go to meet a friend. It sets even the pace for your day. So just try it out, ladies. The application is known as Script. Subscribe to it. The first month is free, by the way. So you can even just subscribe, download it, have it running on your whatever device you'll be using, just to test. You will have access to countless number of books. By the way, it's part of my morning routine nowadays, because one book that was highly recommended during our coaching session and which also blessed my life was the 5 a.m. Club. It's by Robin Sharma. And part of it, of course, also involves reading as you guard your first hour of the day. So I do it. In fact, it's like second nature to me. I'm preparing breakfast, Script will be running. And amazingly, by the way, it also has a ripple effect even in the family. Because nowadays, quite a number of the people around me are also reading the same books. And it's just very impressive. I have a number of colleagues in the office. I have a number of friends who are also doing it. And it's just awesome. So as an action point, just think about having Script for your book reading. You can equally join a book club and try it even for 2 to 3 months and then just sit down and review. I'm sure you will notice such a huge difference because you will learn so many things across different areas. The other key lesson that I learned that has also impacted me heavily was on spiritual connection with your maker. We tend to go on with life as though, you know what, God or the higher being that we subscribe to does not exist. I'm still struggling to date with one thing, that is meditation. I'm still unable to meditate. However, I try so hard to have some quiet time. Personally, I do it in the morning. It sets the pace for your day. For sure, it sets the pace for your day. The days that I do not take some quiet time in the morning, meditation, but for those who can meditate, it's meditation. The days I do not do that in the morning, my day is normally jumbled. Literally, I will leave the door, my laptop bag will be falling. I will get to the car, I've left the car keys in the house. I will get to, it's just messed up. But once I start it well structured, then everything just flows, I am a Catholic, and I know on Facebook there's a group known as Pray the Rosary Daily. This is normally done at 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. I personally do the 6 a.m. one, and it takes around about 25 minutes. It's awesome. So just find time to connect with your spiritual maker. You'll have your clarity, and you'll even be blessed to get to know your purpose in life. Your life will become much more meaningful. Just try it. Some of these things, even me for the first time when I was hearing them during coaching, I was like, like all I believed, please exclude my blonde moment. All I believed was, meditation ni ya wazungu, those ones who are in yoga and they're there. Oh, that's what I used to think. But when I tried it, and then the days that I fell off, I noticed such a huge difference. So it makes quite a huge difference. So yet another lesson, just try and carve out some time for yourself, especially in the morning when it's quiet. And of course, for those with young kids, they're still not up, Mommy, I want this, Mommy, you want this. Or those who are blessed with serious partners, you will not be picking socks or looking for belts or wallet very early at that hour. Carve that time to yourself and just be at peace with you and connect with your God. It will make such a huge difference. Then, of course, the other thing was on the power of sponsors and mentors. I had known about mentors even before I joined the coaching session, because I had been blessed to have also mentored a number of young girls, and it was known as Akira Chicks and Safaricom Technoversion Challenge. But I had never taken seriously the power of sponsors. Ladies, if you want to climb that corporate ladder, then of course you also need to have sponsors. These are people who will speak about you positively, of course, elevate you at meetings that you would ordinarily not be seated. Maybe it's a board meeting that you ordinarily would not be seated, but they're able to vote and say, you know what, Christine, based on her record, I believe Christine would be the best suited candidate for this. So they will speak there on your behalf. They will elevate you higher. They'll give you access to opportunities. Those are sponsors. And then, of course, also have a tribe of mentors. Yes, different areas, people who will just share their experience with you and will be willing to walk the journey and help you. But as you also get mentors, it is also important that you mentor someone. It is also important that you mentor someone. And it doesn't matter the age or what, because right now, and I also have, by the way, I have diverse mentors. I don't know if some of them are actually here. These younger people than us, who actually have such brilliant ideas, and you know, they come to you and they give you an idea. You've been cracking your head over something, and they speak out. So, like seriously, Mary. Oh, the way what Christine was being asked here, like, "Hi, Christine. See, you just send the URL or just play some music." You know, to them it's so easy. Yet you've been cracking your head over something. They're called reverse mentors, and they also help. So have your tribe of mentors, but equally volunteer to mentor someone on an area of interest or expertise for you. I'm on the 7th one, the only 10, so after that, I'm about to wind up. The 7th one, of course, was on the power of the vision board. Again, I am sure we have heard about vision board a gazillion times. Huh? And if some of you are like the former me, they're like, Aish, okay, vision board ni wazungu pia, yeah? There is power in writing your goals down and seeing them daily. By then, my vision board is on my dressing table. It's right next to where my lipstick is. So every time I'm going to apply my lipstick, I always see my vision board, and it reminds me, madam, this is what you're supposed to be doing. There is so much power in having that vision board, your goals written down, because you're being intentional about your life. How is she too? You know what, Leonie 4th, okay, I woke up in the morning, I've gone to the office, I've taken my meals, I'm going to sleep. You have to be very intentional about the certain goals that you intend to achieve, and have daily actions, however small. By the way, that is the key thing. Just start, however small. The same way nimesema self-care, even if it means ukweli, at the end of the day, you'd be like, you know what, I will take 5 minutes to apply a remis on my feet, then put on my socks. Those small actions that you do, when they're put incrementally, by then they will lead to that big goal where when you're starting, you're thinking, it's really my goal or someone else's goal. So those little actions will lead to that. And I challenge you guys, because I was also challenged and it made such a huge difference. Create your vision board. Just create your vision board, even if it's on the 5 areas of your life, yeah? Physical, emotional, social, intellectual, you know, financial. Just start with those small points and say, you know what, come December 2020, I hope to have achieved this. How will I achieve this? Okay, I hope to have gotten to 60 kgs. How will I do this? By walking every day for 30 minutes, by taking 2 slices of white bread and not 4, you know, just the little actions will make such a huge difference. The other one that we all know about is on the elevator speech. By the way, from my personal view, I was always blessed to interact with quite a number of who's in the industry. But for some reason, I was always blank. You know, when you ask like, oh, so Mary, hi, nice to meet you. Tell us about yourself. By then you start fumbling. Oh, hi, you know, my name is Mary. A lot of these people are so busy, by the way, they don't have time for you to fumble. during the coaching session, we had to rehearse, by literally rehearse, literally. Write down, rehearse in front of your colleague until it becomes like second nature to you. And again, even the elevator speech that you have has to be, you have to rehearse so that you know it flows. It's not like you're stammering, because when you're stammering, we will be like, hey, are you even sure of yourself? If you're not sure of yourself, how will the other person be sure of you? So you have to be very sure. If the entrepreneurs here, I hope one day I join the team, be confident. My name is Pasaka. I am the CEO of, yes, be very confident. I am the CEO of this, and this is what we do, and I aim to, period. Be very confident. Rehearse about it if you have to, but just do it. Then the other one, second last one, of course, is on your personal branding. The catchphrase that I got from there was very nice. Dress the way you'd want to be addressed. We have to be honest with ourselves. A lot of people, majority, are visual. Yes. So even how you present yourself has a huge impact. So you need to find out how would you want to be addressed? Okay, or what kind of picture are you trying to portray as a person? Yes. I was a victim. Me, I used to have yellow painted nails, you know, maybe earrings that are dangling, and you're going to the office environment. So even that had to change. I had to go back and do an audit and realize, okay, if I'm targeting to get to the board level, for example, am I going to walk into that board meeting with earrings that are dangling here? When I'm doing a presentation, instead of people focusing on the content, it is the noise from my ears that is distracting them. So that was also very important in terms of personal branding. How do you sit? Recently, you realized someone was demoted from a very serious position in this country because of remarks that she had even indicated on her social media page several years before the appointment came, right? So even that calls for you to go back and check. So just look at yourself from that angle and remember, dress the way you'd want to be addressed. I know we did an exercise during the coaching session where from your neck, you have your 4 fingers. If your cleavage iko huku chini sana, my friend, think twice about it, yeah? So even how you portray yourself really, really matters. But of course, it also depends with the environment that you are in. I mean, I would not be dressed in a skirt suit, for example, when we are going out to play in the field. So you also have to be smart from that angle and realize, okay, this is the occasion, this is the picture I'd like to portray, and then you go ahead and do that. The final lesson that was learned was on the power of positive affirmations. And the exercise that we did included indicating that 2019 is my year of, from my end, and it's something I speak about with so much joy, 2019 was my year of rediscovery. I was out to rediscover who Mary was and is. Yes? So ask yourself, 2020, for example, is your year of? And then now, your daily actions should be geared towards that. If 2020 is my year of actualization, then it means I need to ensure that all the goals come to pass. I need to actualize them, yes? And speak about it. What you speak, the universe responds, by the way. It is that powerful. Remember, like when you had The Secret, you're told if you speak positivity out there, you will get it in return. But if you speak negativity, you're always just thinking, Aki, sasa me, you know, I'm not blessed. Mimi ni moneka, oi. Then you will just remain on that pity party by yourself. But if you go out with a lot of positive energy, this is my year of restoration. This is my year of success. This is my year of, you know, it will actually come to pass as long as, of course, you do those daily small actions. I think in parting short, the question was, would you want to be happy? Would we all want to be happy? Say we are 74 of us. Would we all want to be happy? My belief and assumption is that the answer would be yes. And if the answer is yes, it means you need to structure your life based on your terms. Define your own success. that this is how success looks to me as Mary, not as Christine. Because if I live success based on Christine's terms, I'll be living Christine's life, and definitely I will be disappointed. So you want to be happy, yes. Structure your life, define your own success, and then just be grateful. The thing is this, the things that you take for granted right now, someone else is praying for. So be grateful. Okay, this is where I am at today. I am blessed to have what I have. Of course, I would want to increase to a certain level, but still, I am grateful with what I have for now. So, final comment from me, ladies, do more than just existing. Usiishi tu ati unaishi. Usiishi tu ati unaishi. Be very intentional. Do more than just existing. And as they say, dare to die empty. So I think those are my parting shots from my end. My goodness, I have spoken and spoken. Christine, over to you.
Wow, well done, Mary. Let's make Mary feel very appreciated. If you can see her, we can see you. Please unmute and clap for her. Well done. Well done. Well done. You know, honestly, Mary, as I heard you speak, we've had these things over and over and over, and these were perfect reminders. I'll tell you how we are linked in a funny way. You spoke about Gladys Ogalo. I didn't know who she was until one time I saw this lady, elegant lady in church. I show up in church every Sunday. On the Sundays I go to church. In Ngomas, in your nearest gym, she is always in high heels, coordinated clothes on a Sunday. I noticed her personal brand on a Sunday, and I wondered who that lady was. Then you speak about her now. And then I have seen Patricia is here. Wow. Wow. Yeah, and I think for most of us, these are perfect reminders why we need to invest in a personal coach. But let me not hold on time. There's a question that had been sent by Mombi in the chat section. And if anybody has a question, you can raise your hand, I'll unmute you. We can take a couple of questions. She asked about your point about the people in our boards. Who's on my board? Mombi is asking, is it better for me to have dudes in my board or women? Which works better, in your opinion?
Both. Because again, that is the misconception that I think we need to get out of the society. Women are not fighting men. We coexist, and the men also have strengths that we need to learn from.
Right.
So your board should comprise both men and women. My husband is on my board, even though he's always on and off. Huh?
You fire him, you hire him.
Like, yes, then I fire him. So on and off, because there's still so much good that I need to learn from him. There's still so much unholding that he does to me. So you should have both men and women on your personal board. And your personal board, by the way, will have so many people. It will have your tribe of mentors.
Right.
It would have your financial coach. It would have a therapist. It would have a fitness coach. Yeah. It would have a travel companion, you know. Yeah. Yes, so you must incorporate all of them. It's not just that you'll only be able to learn or associate with women. It has to be a mix of both, because we coexist. The other gender has strengths that we also need to learn from, especially even from the work front. Huh?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Does anybody have a question before I open the floor to other things? Anybody with a question, a sentiment they want to share, a pointer they want to share, feel free. Ivy, sorry, let me unmute you. Ask to unmute. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Ivy. How are you? Hi.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, go ahead.
I think it was a beautiful message. I didn't have a question, but I have a comment. It was a beautiful message, and I think it was very timely. Yeah, currently now I'm into business, and personal branding is top on the list. Thank you very much to our speaker. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. I think you speak for many of us. At the moment, personal branding is everything. And the one thing I believe we really need to work on is to work on our online brands as well. So as we invest in self-care, let's think how we can, I look at Mary. On a Friday evening, you look like that. You've ironed your shirt. You put us to shame. So thank you for, just sharing your lesson on how you look, because one of the things that Patricia had shared in our February event, she had said, dress how you want to be addressed. And we never think about it like that. So that is such a powerful lesson. I see another hand. Mama Fitness, I see your hand, just a second. Hi, Nancy, how are you? Nancy, Mama Fitness, I've asked you to unmute.
All right. Yeah, I did. Hi.
Hi.
I like when she talked about elevator speech. That was really, really beautiful. It just reminded me of how, like a few years back, I could not really say who I am, or I couldn't understand about personal development and all that.
Right.
But Christine, I would want to ask a question on when the speaker talked about, connecting with people, with sponsors, connecting with mentors, and also being a mentee.
Right.
So my question is, it has been quite a challenge, especially for me, to get through sponsors. So how can one be able to get sponsors to support your work, especially with the community development work that I have been doing? Thank you.
Over to you, Mary.
Whoa, okay, that's a tough question. I think I'd speak generally about the corporates. I'm not well versed to speak on community development, but for the corporates, the sponsor could be your top managers. And how do you get to them? By managing upwards. How will you manage upwards? Ensure if it's work that needs to be done, do it promptly. Never get to that point where your boss has to come and ask you, Mary or Mama Fitness, where is that report that you should have given me 2 weeks ago? Yes. Volunteer. Do not wait to be asked to do 1, 2, 3. Just volunteer. While you're volunteering, you are basically building your visibility, so that when an opportunity arises and you're not there, they will all remember, oh, do you remember last time it's Christine who was able to pull this off successfully? So it means then she would be able to do that. So for the corporate world, okay, which is the space that I'm in, not specifically to community development, it is how you manage upwards that will get that sponsor to start nominating you. And you manage upwards by ensuring you volunteer, come up with the ideas, deliver on whatever you need to deliver. Your performance basically needs to be top-notch. Then you will definitely be very visible out there, and the sponsors will start seeing you. Then over time, get to them and you're like, you know what, in the next 2 years, I'm thinking my career should be going towards this direction. They start having an idea that maybe Mary is aiming for a directorship role. When that opportunity arises, they'll remember, oh, Mary once mentioned this is something she would like, and they'll definitely nominate you from that angle. Christine?
Awesome, Mary, thank you for that. And I think also when it comes to the elevator pitch, for anybody who's struggling to coin their thoughts, who they are, what they are, and getting that courage to present themselves, as I always say, Toastmasters is everything. That is how you learn to speak. And if not, invest in books as much as possible so you can sharpen that particular skill. But the good thing with Toastmasters, you actually present in front of people with that fear, and you're able to overcome that fear of just putting it in, say, 2 minutes, 1 minute, exactly who you are and what you want. We have to remember to ask. Like Nancy, you have mentioned, I think the one thing we need to do is to ask, because maybe there's somebody within your network, and the only thing you need to do is to reach out somebody you admire and ask, what's the worst that could happen? I think just to say no, but the worst is not to ask. Let me go to Marianne Wawero, world famous. Hi, Marianne.
Hey, what's up?
Happy 24 years. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good to have you. In fact, one of the places I met Mary was through you, so thanks for that.
Thank you, beautiful ladies. Thank you, Christine, for this session. And I don't have a question, but it's just to thank Mary for the very insightful pointers she's given. And I think it's important because I write a lot about women. And most of the time you find that women say they're just running around like headless chicken. They're trying to balance so many things. Things are not working out. There's work, there's the children, there's the spouses, their in-laws, their relatives. So much is going on. But what Mary has brought out, it's so important to think about investing in coaching, investing in mentorship. It can just help bring balance in your life, because sometimes you just don't know where you're going and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But at least Mary was in that position and she's talked about the importance of coaching. So I think it's something that we can do. And Christine, I'd just like to request that if Mary can come again, because I'm seeing she was struggling to summarize everything in like 40 minutes. There's so much I believe that she's left out. So if you can have more of these sessions, we'd be very happy to learn more from Mary. So
Awesome.
others, thank you so much, ladies, and to all the other participants.
Thank you, Mary. And for sure, we'll think about having a season 2. We'll explore with Mary with which other aspects she can come with, so we can maybe compact one nice topic in, say, 1 hour or something. But we keep growing. This is the 3rd session and we are all learning, right? Let me, ladies and ladies, before I unmute this lady, this session is not really about selling anybody. But I think, one, it was to learn from you, Mary. I know Patricia, I apologize, Dr. Murugami, because I have loved her. I have watched her from far. I have worked with her in the sense that she came to present at our February event. So if anybody has any other coach or has gone through coaching that we can learn from, please feel free to share. But at this point in time, allow me to unmute the magnificent, the beautiful, the world-renowned, TED Talk, and everything. Ladies and ladies, I give you Dr. Murugami. Hi, Daktari.
You know, I am blushing here because today is not about me, you know, and I'm sorry I can't put on my video because the network is very dodgy here. But I really wanted to first and foremost say, well done, Mary. You know, they say that when the student becomes the teacher is totally blessed. So as I was listening to you, I was thinking to myself, you learned and remembered all that almost word for word.
Wow.
Mary, thank you for practicing it with your example, even more than the words you've shared with us today. Christine, the Supamamas movement continues to grow from strength to strength. I mean, right now we are 74, 75, 72, and there are many others who will probably learn from this session. And I just want to end by telling you and Mary and all the women who are lifting each other that there's a special place in heaven for women who lift other women. Continue to be those women. Well done, Mary. Well done, Christine. Sorry, I can't hear you. You're muted.
Daktari.
Yes.
Before you go, if you can just gift us with 1, 2, 3 pointers that can come quick to your mind when it comes to, you know, coaching and why we need to invest in it. What can you say?
Ooh, okay.
1 or 3.
Yeah, okay. In addition to what Mary has said, she's done a really good job. I think during this time of the crisis, honor yourself. Honor yourself by really paying attention to your reactions. Many of us are going through the grief curve of denial, anger, frustration, emptiness, in a sense, really struggling with when will this pandemic end. I had a number of ladies who are in business, and the struggle of this pandemic is that it's a kind of crisis that doesn't seem to have an end. So honor yourself first in terms of recognizing where you are in the grief cycle, because the minute you begin to acknowledge where you are, you then get to a point where you accept that the circumstances are externally what they are. And then the second thing is focus on your circle of influence. Many times we're thinking about everything that's going wrong out there, but in fact, we have a lot of control. Right now, we're working from home. Just looking at you and Mary, well-dressed. Many times people sometimes spend the day because they're at home in pajamas. They'll get onto a Zoom call and sometimes they look great up. And then now if they happen to stand up, you see the pajamas below. You see, what that means is that you're lying to yourself also. So let's honor ourselves also in terms of bringing that professional brand also to the working from home. I remember the other day, a lady was telling me when we asked them to wear a dress code for our session, And she said, you know, my children are telling me they've not smelled this perfume, and we are 8 weeks into the pandemic. So sometimes we need to re-examine our motives. Do we dress for other people, or are we dressing for ourselves? And then the last part is never apologize for being a mother, for being a wife, for being having a family rules, for being a daughter. If your child pops into the Zoom call and you're just there feeling embarrassed, don't be embarrassed. They want to be part of the world, and I think we've got a great opportunity for them to understand the way we work. So never apologize for all the multiple roles we have. Instead, integrate them and use them to leverage and to grow your leadership ability. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Number one, you said honor yourself. Number two, we have to remember to focus on our circle of influence, not only the bad things that are happening. And number three, never apologize for being a mother. And I request you at the end of this Zoom session, please put your kids on so we can celebrate motherhood, because that is what Supamamas is all about. I saw Pasaka raising a hand. Pasaka, how are you? Hi, Pasaka.
All the way from the US, Christina.
Wow, do you know she was the first person to sign up for this meeting? Then I thought maybe she's a hacker or it's a hacker from Russia. And I've been struggling how to kick her out of this meeting because she was here almost an hour before the meeting started. Pasaka, it's an honor to have you. How is Trumpland?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I signed in a little early because I came to work and I had to go see my patients, and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope they're not done. I guess I must have mixed up the time. I don't know, but I'm so glad I got you all before. I am so happy, and I just really have to appreciate you ladies, what you all are doing. Mary Onguko knows how much I uphold her up there. She's one of my she's one of my role models. She's my top role model. I'll tell you that. We were in school together, the same class, but she knows very well that she is my top role model, and I admire every bit of her. And I think I'm one of the people who used to tell her she needs to quit eating bread. Anytime we go visit her, you know, she'll cook corn and vegetables for us, but she'll go on and eat bread and juice. But I'm so proud of you, Mary. I really appreciate what you're doing with everybody back at home. I made a point of joining the meeting, and unfortunately I came in a little late. I hope I'll go back and recap all that you all had talked about. And I just want to, this is uplifting, really. You know, so many people think when you're outside the country, you're in America, you have everything, but really no, I really don't have friends here. I have acquaintances, but I still reach back home, you know, to really connect, to feel that connection. You know, all my high school classmates, those are my friends. I really don't have new friends. I have acquaintances, people that I know, but the people that I can really call friends are people that I grew with back at home. So ladies, keep up, keep doing what you're doing. Mary, I can see Mukami, Scholar Alex, and the organizers, you guys are doing a great job. I'm so blessed to be among you all. I had to hack into you all's meeting. You know, she almost kicked me out, but I'm glad she didn't kick me out. You know, God loves me so much, so God had to hold her hands not to kick me out, yeah? But there's a point that Mary was saying. You said personal, but I couldn't hear the second word. I don't know, you said personal something. Under the pointers, after elevating speech, the next point you said personal. I didn't know what the other word was. Personal something.
Personal branding.
Personal branding.
Oh, personal branding.
Okay, great, great. And then one more thing before I go, I hope I'm not taking you all's time. But as you said, I think you were talking about positioning. Somebody just asked, one lady just asked, how do you get sponsors? Is it sponsors or promoters to promote you into what you're doing? Now, I'll give you a true testimony, or rather I'll give you a personal experience. So I am a nurse practitioner by profession, and this is my first job as a nurse practitioner. And of course, as a new professional, you're fighting your heads with all these doctors, and most of the doctors are men that you are with, and you little bitty here, you're here trying to, these are people who are experienced, right? And you're totally brand new from school. You know, they look at you like, what do you know? What do you have to offer? You know, I was so blessed. This COVID has, as much as it's a pandemic and it's a heartbreaking moment for so many people out there, especially the ones who have lost their families and loved ones. It's also a blessing in disguise to some of us. I'll say it's a blessing in disguise to me, because as a nurse practitioner in the United States, at this particular time, it's so hard to get a job. But I am one of those people who have been blessed to have a job in one of the best hospitals in the United States. I work at Houston Methodist, and it's one of the best. So I don't know how it happened, but I was just called and pulled and put here. Now, this is what happened. We are getting, the patient census is kind of slowing down. And as it slows down, they're getting rid of the nurse practitioners that they had. When I realized that, I said, oh shit, Pasaka, I'm sorry, I'm cussing. Oh shit, Pasaka, you got to figure out how to, you've got to figure out how to stay here and get your 1-year experience so that when you go out there, you know, you're marketable, right? I now positioned myself, I got in touch with the pulmonary team. And I told this doctor, listen, I hope he's not coming. I told him, Dr. Hamed, you don't have to do all those notes, okay? I can do them. And then he looked at me, he's like, oh, really? You can do my notes? I'm like, of course. I come on rounds, we round on patients, all of us, and you go do the notes, and I'm here really pretty much just sitting, waiting for nurses to call me and get orders. I mean, I can do the notes, and you go around on your other patients in the other hospitals. Oh, Pasaka, really? Here. So with that, I'll tell you that I don't know what to do with myself, because they want me to join their pulmonary team. The other doctor wants me to join their primary team, that's the medical team. So I have positioned myself where I am being seen. I'm supposed to come to work at 11 a.m., but I don't come at 11. I come at 9:45 in the morning so that I can be in the rounds to hear what they're talking about, to hear what decisions they're making about patients, so that when I'm rounding on my patients, I know what I'm doing. So with that, I have 3 different groups that want me to work for them, that want me to work with them as their nurse practitioner. So the lady that asked, how do you get promoters? Position yourself.
Yeah.
Volunteer. It's not about money. It's not always about money. You understand? Position yourself in a way that you stand out. With that, I'll say thank you so much for providing this platform, and you'll be blessed and have a good night.
Thank you, Pasaka, and all the best from Kenya. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies, we're about to wrap up. I mean, thank you so much for honoring us with your time and just even honoring yourself to show up for this Self-Care Friday. You guys know I'm big on self-care, and I'm happy that so many of you continue to join and jump into the bandwagon. Don't give up on what you want to be, what you want to become. I think motherhood should not be the full stop to our dreams and how awesome we can become. You know, I think we need to continue to push that agenda and be the best that we can be. Mary, at this point in time, for anybody who missed the session, I just want to summarize quickly what you shared. Number one, we can't pour from an empty cup. We hear it over and over. We hear it in movies. We see it on the internet. We must remember that we have to take care of ourselves, even if it means that 5 minutes applying oil on yourself for 5 minutes longer. Take your time. We have to teach the people also around us to honor that a few minutes that we allocate ourselves. Number two that I learned, I know I've not put it in any order, but I'm sure I have them somehow. Number two, power of the mind. We have to do away with bile, baggage, and beef. The 3 B's: bile, baggage, and beef. If you're struggling with a personal brand and even how to just coach ourselves, at this point in time, I know if you want to grow, we have to let go of that, right? Bile, baggage, and beef. 3, who is on your board? Some of us need to fire ourselves from those boards we are in. because we're always thinking that our friends are the ones who are doing, or the company we keep, or that person doesn't give me value. But how about yourself? Do you need to fire yourself from that particular board? It's something we need to contemplate and think about. The other one was, every level of our lives will require a new us. I love that, because I think as we continue to grow, when you're working on your personal brand, the next level will always require a new you. I totally agree with you. Read widely. That's the other one. There are people who are into, audiobooks and all that, but some of us are old school. Buy a book. Dr. Murugami, you mentioned that how many books does she read in a year? I can't imagine. Some of us are struggling with one, but I think the worst is not to try. You have two. Wow. How Women Rise, the one you have is awesome. I've read it as well. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. So ladies, let's remember to read and sharpen our axe. The other one was to join the 5 a.m. club, but I know there are people who differ. They're into the 11 p.m. Club. There are people who work better in the afternoon. There are people who are better off in the morning. But what I love about what you said, it's capturing that moment in the morning that you center yourself to then set the tone for your day. So that one, I know all of us would agree that is very, very important. Then spiritual connection to your maker. Regardless of what we do, I know for sure that if God doesn't bless it, we wouldn't go far. So we have, regardless who your God is, I'm sure all of us will agree that it's important to connect to our spiritual peoples. What was the other thing you shared? Power, oh my gosh, power of the visual board. How many songs do we have to sing about the power of the visual board? I hope we are going to get more people to join the choir, to cut out pieces of paper of how they want their bodies to look like, the car they want to drive, the plot they want to buy in Houston, Texas, the billionaire they want to marry, things like that. It's important for us to put these things, like you say, in writing, where you can see it every day, and somehow the universe will conspire to make you achieve most of those things. And then dress the way we want to be addressed. That is something I think most of us will need to think about, especially for our Zoom meetings going forward, that we won't show up with our expensive suits on the top, and then downwards we have our pajama bottoms. We have learned something today. Thank you very much for that. And then what else? I think the final one that you said was very powerful. If we want to be happy, that we have to structure our lives. We go into our meetings, into our professional lives, we always call for the yearly meetings, board meetings and all that, but we never think about having that structure for our own lives. So thank you, Mary, for that reminder and for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful presentation. We have learned from you, and thank you so much. I will let you have one final parting shot as we say goodbye, and what is it called? To remove the video thing is called what? To put our videos on and bring our children so we can say goodbye and say hi, and hang out for a bit. Just 1 second. Mary, if you can unmute yourself and just say a final word.
A final word, of course, is to keep a journal. Be thankful for what you already have, even as you seek to get to your next level. And then I'd also wish to say thank you all. You actually gave me an opportunity to go over my notes all over again. This is actually my book from the coaching session that has greatly blessed me. I had to go over the notes so that I would be almost like 1001% sure that we're actually on the right track. But anyway, that's on a light note. Thank you for the opportunity, Christine. I'm really blessed to have had the opportunity, because I also needed to take time, sit down, and actually relive the moments that I've had. So thank you all to everyone who was able to attend. We are thankful. Please keep coming. The whole idea is for us to hold each other's hands and learn from each other. For the likes of Pasaka and even Scholar Alex, who've been able to join all day from US and Europe, we are really blessed to have you. And for the rest, Asanteni sana. May God richly bless you all, your families, and be encouraged even during this difficult time. It's a time for us to reinvent ourselves. As we had said, post-COVID, we come out as better women. So God bless you all, and asanteni sana sana.
Thank you, Mary. Well done. Job well done.
Christine?
And ladies, for anybody who wants to be connected to Dr. Murugami, you can reach out to me or Mary. If anybody has a coach you worked with, you want to recommend, please do so. You can send in the group, and I'll find a way to send the contacts if anybody requests. So Once again, thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Have a nice weekend. Mary, God bless you. Everybody, I wish I could unmute all of you to say something. But at this point, let us just all unmute and, celebrate this evening. Clap for Mary, and then we wind it up. Can we unmute? Well done, Mary.
Well done, Mary.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And there come the children. As we say goodbye and hang out. Bye. Say bye. Have to say bye. Yeah, you bye.
Bring your children.
Wow. Hi, Beta.
Bye.
Hi, Beta.
Bye, Mama.
Bye. Bye, Lydia.
Bye.
Hey, Beta, your kids have grown. Bye, Christine.
Hi, Diana.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Bye,
Pasaka. Bye.
Hi, Drew, and bye.
Hi, bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you. Oh, Mary, we miss you.
Soon,
we miss
thank
you.
you so much, Marianne.
Say hi to. Say
Oh,
hi
Mary,
to
your
Mama
kids are
Serena.
pretty.
Hi, Serena.
Hi, Serena.
Where's Serena? Oh, yes, Serena.
There's Serena.
Bye, Ivy.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Angela.
And Baraka.
And the big
Bye.
Baraka
sister.
and
Oh my goodness.
So nice, ladies. Oh, good to see you all.
Coach, I missed out on you. Next
I
time.
miss you all. Oh my
Oh,
God.
Pasaka. Thanks, Pasaka.
Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Coach.
Don't make me cry.
Oh,
Coach, I missed out on you.
Thank you.
Next time. Oh, I was looking at you. I'm so sorry. Next time.
bye.
I was wondering why you're on my screen. Next time. Bye, Betsy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. Bye-bye. Everybody bye. Tata.
Bye, Baraka. Good night, Serena.
Sandra Chemaru, mwah, mwah.
Okay, you all have a good night.
You too. Bye, Debbie.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Bye,
this is so
Emily.
nice. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much, Christine. Bye.
Awesome. We'll catch up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary, thank you for this. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Please let me know what time they're going to be.